All right, today I want to kind of give you some insight on how to deal with poison ivy. We're a location here at the nursery where we want to put our potting bench in our potting area because this is shaded. But from the time that I bought this place, there's been a ton of poison ivy in this corner, and I've been spraying it, you know, with a non-selective herbicide every chance I get. But the problem is the stuff goes way up high into the trees, and I can spray down low and I can really do harm to the plant, but I'm not so sure that it's effective, because most of these sprays that contain glyphosate, they have to be absorbed through the leaves and translocated through the plant. So if you got a plant that's a little bit difficult to kill, like poison ivy, and you've got a lot more leaves that you can't reach and leaves that you can reach, that creates a problem. So what I'm going to show you, a way to kind of manage this and get it under control. But before I do that, I want to show you these vines. Now, these are vines, poison ivy vines that went up the tree, and you can see what they look like. And poison ivy has many different faces. The leaves can be different shapes. Sometimes they have a round edge, sometimes they have a jagged edge. But this vine has these hairy structures on it, and poison ivy contains an oil. And anytime you do anything at all to damage the leaf or the vine or the roots, any part of the plant, that oil releases. And I guess it's invisible. It's very, very potent. And really, just walking around in here, I may find myself with poison ivy in a few days. I sure hope not, but this is a situation that we got to deal with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these vines down low. That way, the whole top of the vine will die. If I sever the entire top part of this plant from its root system, its support system, the top of the plant is going to die. And then all I have to deal with is the bottom part, which is real easy for me to keep spraying. A lot of people want to come in here and just rip it all out and haul it away. You can do that, but I'll guarantee if I did it, I would be covered with poison ivy from head to toe. And that's why I don't recommend that anybody do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some protective clothing. I'm going to make a couple of simple cuts on these vines. I'm not going to worry about the rest of them. You gotta be aware that even a poison ivy vine that is dead still contains that oil for a period of time. How long, I don't know. My research hasn't been able to prove how long the vine is still dangerous. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these vines right here, and then the whole top part of the vine is going to die. It has no support system. And then everything from here down, come next spring, these things are going to leaf out like crazy. But as soon as they do, I'm going to hit them with a non-selective herbicide, maybe something that's designed to kill poison ivy, and I'm going to solve my problem. I'll still have vines that if I touch them and if I mess with them, I could get poison ivy off of them. But if I stay away from them, eventually they'll dry out. That oil will lose its potency, and I will win this battle with this poison ivy. And it is a battle. So I'm going to put on some protective clothing, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover as much skin as I possibly can. And then when I get done, I'm going to put all these clothes in the wash, and then I'm going to wash my face and my hands really good with a really strong detergent. If you do that immediately after you think you've come in contact with poison ivy, you can significantly reduce the harm that it can do to you. But you've got to keep in mind, this stuff is nothing to mess with. It's very, very uncomfortable. It can be dangerous if you get it in your eyes, or if you somehow ingest it internally. You don't want to burn it, because the oil can actually get translocated in the smoke. You can breathe it into your lungs. It's very, very dangerous. So it's something that all of us have to deal with if we have areas like this, but it's all about trying to do it smart. So I'm going to put on some protective clothing, and I'm going to make a couple of simple cuts, and then I'm going to get out of here and get cleaned up. Okay, now here's I got gloves, I got my hood tied up, I got protective eyewear, I got a mask, and I'm a little concerned about this oil getting through my clothing, because I believe in the past that's happened. But we're going to take a stab at this. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these lopping shears, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to cut that vine right there. I'm going to cut it there, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Hopefully I can get them both with one cut here, and the same thing here. We'll get two cuts. And then I should be able to pry those pieces out of there. Just like that. I don't remember where I made my cut over here, but there we go. See that? Alright, that's when it gets dangerous, is when you start beating that vine up like that, because that's when that oil release. But anyway, you see I've got a gap from here to here and a gap from here to here. I removed a piece of the vine. So now the top of that vine should die. The bottom part will probably leaf out next spring, but if I keep spraying that with a non-selective herbicide, something that's rated to kill poison ivy, I'm going to win this battle. So I hope this helps. Now, I've got to clean these tools up. I got to get everything that I have on here, get it washed, because you can get poison ivy off of the clothes. So, boy, I hope this video helps.